get so high, I got a nosebleed. Shooting from the hip like I'm Kobe. Super Bowl team coming for the trophy. I bet a couple million, I'ma get that. And I'm not really for gossip and a chit chat. I'm loading up the semi for the kickback in the big stack. And I'm coming for revenge on this holy, but the ceremony. And I'm running over everybody, go ahead and hold me. You're never gonna slow me down. I'm talking championships, more Super Bowl rings. My red and gold chain dripped down like a king. I do it for my city, if you got it, I mean. 49 a faithful ride with me. We coming back for revenge, still ballin'. It's the 2020 tour scratch with these haters talking. 49 a faithful ride with me. Like you know they're shooting for the top spot, about to make the block high. We from Killer Cali, bet you we would not stop. Knocking down haters like a drop top. 49 a faithful ride with me. Like you know they're shooting for the top spot, about to make the block high. I got the Super Bowl dated on my calendar. I'll be working out, waiting for a challenger. From a quarterback to a game manager. Comparing you to me is like an OG to an amateur. I've been in the game like EA. From the north, southwest, in the East Bay. From the Golden State where the real G's play. Shooting for the top spot, about to make the block high. Yeah, these hot boys gunning. Lockdown D, so the B's wanna run it. Hustled in the streets and we keep it 100. From the A to the NFC, they know we coming. Talking championships, more Super Bowl rings. My red and gold chain drip down like a king. I do it for my city, if you got it, I mean. 49 a faithful ride with me. We coming back for revenge, still ballin'. It's the 2020 tour scratch with these haters talking.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Niner Sickness, coming to you with the Niner Sickness podcast. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good. We're going to be talking football. It is Friday night lights. We're going to be talking 49er football tonight. We're going to be previewing the game against the Washington football team and your San Francisco 49ers. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have some fun. Who's ready to talk some football? Let me introduce these gentlemen that need no introduction. I'm going to introduce Florida Mike and E-Man. What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on, baby?
What's up, E-Man?
What's up, everybody? Sorry we're late, but we are here.
So let me say hello,
Happy Friday.
everybody on the that is tuning in. What's up, Tom, Lucky, Aaron? What's going on? Knights, what's going on? Christian Carver, how you doing? Ren Joy Miranda, how you doing, brother? You guys are popping in. Remember, share this live. Put it on your timeline. Share it on Facebook groups. Let's get the word out. Join us on YouTube. That's where we're going to be normally starting the 1st of January 2021. We will be going live only on Facebook. They're already commenting on your haircut, E-Man. They're saying you have a nice haircut.
Yeah, I mean, it was time for a change. Last time we won a game, I had a haircut, so it's time to get a cut again.
Yes, sir. Bob.
I told you, man, the haircut was digging, man. I told y'all. Now all you need, E-Man, is to put the SF on the side, man. And now you rocking. There you go. Put the SF over there, baby. That's all we need.
That's it, bro. Just the SF and you got on the sides, and you get to go. YouTube is a new place to be. I like it.
As my brother Beto said, make sure you guys understand and spread that word. You know, everybody who's been tuning in know that we're going YouTube for a new year, doing new things. So we're sending to another level. So keep rocking with us. If you don't see us on Facebook anymore after the end of this month, we are on YouTube. If you have problems going on YouTube, make sure you reach Beto, on the instant message after the show or something like that, and then we'll see what we can do to work it out.
Absolutely, yeah. If you have any questions or any technical difficulties getting on Facebook for whatever reason, feel free to send me an email. And you can send me an email at, you can instant message me, or you can send me an email at ninersicknesspodcast@yahoo.com. And I'll be happy to take a look at that and help you and assist you the best that I can. Eric's our technician guy, though, so Doesn't he look like the most nerdiest of all three of us? So if there's any issues, we'll definitely give it to Eric. Now, my boy Florida Mike, he looks like the player of the three.
Oh man, stop.
So the womanizer.
Stop.
He's gonna get
man.
you them. He's gonna get you them coach passes and the sideline seats at the Lakers game.
Man, stop. You know what that has to do with that Florida vibe, man. You know, this the state that I'm living in brought Two Live Crew to America. So I'm gonna leave it at that. If you old school, you go back to the 80s, early 90s, you know about Two Live Crew, man. So that's where he getting it from.
Two Live Crew.
Man, that's before y'all time, man. So y'all time. That's South Florida stuff right there.
Real quick, wanted to give a shout out. Well, more or less a condolence speech to Debo. We lost
Yeah.
Debo this week. Tiny's passed away,
Yeah.
and I'm repping my Debo jersey. I did get a chance to watch the segment that him and that both of them had, so I know it was probably really heartfelt between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you brought that up, man. It's crazy. I was all day today. I was like, I gotta give Debo a shout out, and then we got on the show. I started talking, and I was like, I totally like forgot to mention it. So I'm glad you brought that up, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Debo was our favorite bully. You know, I remember when he was on when he was Zeus before Debo. We had the movie with Hulk Hogan back in the day. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember that, but there's a movie he had with Hulk Hogan, and he was the first dude I seen in wrestling to take a chair. You know, that was back then. That was
Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus. Yeah. So, you know, but I'm looking at the. I just got sidetracked. I just saw a little bit of the comment. I'm actually today. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more active in these comments. So, I see I see Savino Mina. That's funny. Savino know what's up. Yeah, I know that track. I grew up on Two Live Crew. But yeah, but you know, big shout out to Debo, man. RIP. Anytime someone is gone, especially somebody that you know people are fans of, it's a sad thing, and it's just a friendly reminder. Man, don't take life for granted. Enjoy every day, guys. You never know what someone's going through, so make sure you treat them with respect, unless they're a Cowboys fan.
Exactly. And then you can just throw everything away. What's up, everybody? Everybody that's just coming in. Ismael Ortiz, Francisco Lopez, Kimo, welcome. Savino, welcome. Appreciate you guys coming in, man. And yeah, just to kind of feedback a little bit of what Eric said. Just my condolences to the family of Tiny and his family, man. Just keep his family in prayer. He was young too, man. Very faithful Niner fan ever since Deebo Samuel. He started rocking the Niner gear pretty faithfully, man. So he'll definitely be missed, but never forgotten, man. Appreciate you, Eric, bringing it up, brother. But with all due respect, the only reason why he's wearing 19 is that's the only jersey he has. We have to get him some new jerseys.
Oh no, I got another jersey. I got a couple of other jerseys.
Stop.
Everybody stop getting hurt.
Oh, my beautiful wife's on here. What's up?
Hey, what's going on? There we go. Okay.
Slipping up.
That's what's up.
Making sure I'm doing actual live with you guys, not talking to someone else. So she's checking up on me. Kimo, what's up, man? How you guys doing?
What's going on?
So, hey, what's up, Alan? How you doing, brother? We got a Rams fan, but this guy's a cool Rams fan. Good victory against who did they beat? Who did the Rams beat? The Patriots. That's right. Good win against the Patriots, man. Good win against the Patriots, man. But yeah, man. So going forward, man, there's not really too much to talk about the game that just played against the Buffalo Bills. We did that already on Monday or Tuesday. And so let's move forward and discuss this Washington Redskins. There I go. I knew I was going to say it. This Washington football team and the emergence back of Alex Smith. We're having one of our old first round picks in 2005 coming back to Levi, and I believe this will be his second time at Levi's. First time he played. Well, actually, we're not playing in Levi, so scratch that. But normally, if we would have been playing in Levi, it would be in the second time, being his first time with the Kansas City Chiefs. But what are you guys' thoughts on that game that we're coming to come across with the Washington football team? Eric, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know who you wanted to start. I think it's gonna be I really think it's gonna be a tough game. As far as the offensive woes that Pittsburgh have shown, I mean, that Washington team's really formed around that Alex Smith, and they've really come into their own. I mean, yes, they still have some holes, but they have the bright spot looking forward. As far as looking going forward with their football team, definitely probably the brightest that their organization has been since
I love you, kid.
in the time being. So I mean,
He wants to be on camera.
yeah, he just.
Hey, let him.
But I mean, with that being said, I mean, we're not really dealing with Pittsburgh, and as far as how they played, so it is what it is. We've struggled with our quarterback moving the ball effectively. Our defense has failed to get the pass rush going. The bright side of that is if even with our pass rush is if we can generate pressure, then we're going to get there 9 times out of 10 against the Washington offensive line. So I expect it to be a hard fought battle. I don't think it's going to go easy. It could go either way, but just depends on. I guess it just depends on if we can go in and be mistake free, not turn the ball over.
Wow, I got you. People do know me for commercials. I love it. This commercial is brought to you by Niner Sickness. Love it. Very good point there, Eric, as he walks away. So, Mike, what's your thoughts? Do you think on this defensive front that we're fighting these first round guys that the Washington football team has, do you think we'll be able to run on them?
Yeah, absolutely. We just got to execute our game plan now. I do anticipate them stacking the box like everybody is because Mullins has not shown the ability to throw that deep ball or throw enough to where they feel he's a threat. So, but yeah, we can if we can run against the Rams, we can definitely run against them as well. I mean, their front four is pretty good, but so was the Eagles and other teams that we played that had decent, solid front four. So, the thing is, I know they beat the Steelers, and they played a good enough game to beat that team. But the Steelers, I'm not so convinced that their record is as good as they indicate that they are. I mean, they had a few close games that they could have lost weeks prior. So I mean, the Steelers just they won a lot of every game, but the football team. But I mean, I don't go off what other teams do. It's about what we do when we play. So, I personally, until we get our quarterback situation back, I accept our edge rushers is not there, but man, the quarterback loss is a big hurt too. And if we had Garoppolo, I would feel a lot better every single game we play. With Mullins, I'm just kind of like hope he does enough to win and hope the defense gets enough stops to, keep it at bay. So we'll see, man. Did we play that team last year when in the rain? When Bosa slid?
That mud bowl.
Right. So we just played them because we weren't playing their division. We weren't playing the division, right? Last year, right?
Mm-mm. No, we just them.
We just played them.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Because they weren't. I thought I was thinking we play these teams based on how you finish at the end of the year or whatnot. I wasn't sure what their record was the year prior, but I just thought it was strange that we played them and now we're playing them again. I mean, I know it's a division game, division versus division this year, but just weird matchup.
Yeah, I think last year the West was playing a different team from the East. This year we're all playing the East, so we got them twice in a row. But it's okay. We'll put a spanking on them twice, just in case the back then were the Redskins. Now they're the Washington football team. We'll just remind them what team they're going to be facing on Sunday. But not to take away from that front four, man. That front four is pretty scary, man. Let's keep it real. I know we're talking about the Washington football team, but that front four reminds me a lot of our front four last year. All first rounders across the board. They got Allen. They got Montez Sweat. They got Young back there. So they're going to be coming, man. They're going to be coming. They're going to be bringing the wood. And if we learn anything this year, that with the Philadelphia Eagles, that if you bring pressure against Mullins, Mullins tends to crack. And personally, I think this front four is much better than the front four that we faced with the Eagles. And we know what that game turned out to be because of the pressure. So that's a concerning of mine. Are we going to be able to protect Mullins? Because Mullins makes mistakes already on his own. With added pressure, is not going to help us. Can the offensive line and mainly Mike McGlinchey, can he protect Montez Sweat from coming and getting into Mullins? Go ahead, Mike. I would like your answer first.
Big shout out to my brother Martin Rodriguez, man. I'm trying to delve in these comments a little more than I normally do. Sometimes I have it off to the side. Yeah, man. Big shout out to my bro, man. I got much love for him. Yeah, I mean, I do believe we can run against them. Now, how effective of the run will we be? That's another story that has yet to be seen. I believe we are capable of running against any football team because I do believe in our players. I do believe in our run game. But at the same time, I understand that we don't have our typical quarterback and that pass threat is minimized. So teams are going to stack more. They're going to play the run more. So it's going to be more challenging to do what we did. I mean, I don't know, man. Normally I would come on here and be bashing teams and talking some trash, which I'm still going to do to a certain degree. But at the same time, try not to be a homer all the way. I got to be honest, man, with Nick Mullins, it's hard to have that confidence with him back there. I'm not blaming him. It's some issues on our defense as well. Our O-line across the board, we have issues. But with the quarterback position, I don't know how most of you guys feel, but I feel more confident with Jimmy Garoppolo being available than Nick Mullins, even a hurt Garoppolo. So, but we'll see, man. We just got to do enough to win. He doesn't have to be perfect. As long as he can go out there and make some type of passing game threat enough to where he can keep them their defense honest to where they got to respect the pass, that'd be a good sign to see. But I don't know that that's going to happen.
I'm gonna go the other direction with you. Their pass defense is actually better than their rush defense. They're kind of middle of the package though, as far as defense goes. So, I think we have to get the game going in the running game, getting Mostert involved and Jeff Wilson if we're gonna win this game. Defensive wise, we have to shut down McLaurin and their new and upcoming tight end. I'm trying to think what his name is. Give me a second to think on that one. I wanted to say Jordan Reed. But it ain't Jordan Reed. We know that. He plays for the 49ers.
Yeah. It's not what's his name either. I don't know. Is David still on their team?
It's Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas. That's who it is. Logan Thomas is a new upcoming tight end for the Washington football team. And And got to really pay attention to see if Antonio Gibson's going to be a go, because he's been up and coming for them too as far as the running game goes. But if he's beat up and he's a no-go, then that's really going to hurt them. And they've been better in the passing game than they have in the running game as of late. So our secondary's got to get it together. It can't be another repeat of the Bills game where we couldn't cover the receivers.
Yeah, that's not going to be good, man. We're definitely going to have to put some pressure. Do you think you guys think our defensive front can actually put some pressure on Alex Smith? Any of you can answer that.
Yes and no. I mean, it's really going to come down to our secondary being able to cover. They don't have the same explosive receivers that Buffalo did. So I think those ideal plays that where Saleh sent in, a DB off the side, or an extra back or something like that, it's going to have to come with extra pressure. It's not going to be something that's just going to be given. And I seen Jose said that Gibson's not available for Sunday, so that's really going to be great. Another thing, I'll let you answer, and then we'll then I see another question that needs to be answered.
You want to answer that question, Mike?
Nah, go ahead. We can keep it moving. I mean, I don't want to repeat the same thing because I kind of feel what Eric is saying.
Mostert's fine. They were splitting carries. I mean, when you have two guys averaging 5 to 6 yards a carry, I mean, they were keeping him fresh. Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with injury or nothing like that.
Yeah, they're just easing him in. Definitely easing him in.
Which I like both of them. I mean, I love them both.
Alan Saleh says, Alex Smith this year is such a cool story. Much respect to him. Yeah, for those, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone is aware, unless you guys have been living underneath a rock somewhere, of the situation with Alex Smith getting hurt in 2018 and going through what he went through with a leg injury, and then getting infected and almost dying because of this injury. And then after you realized he was not going to die, there were chances they were going to amputate his leg, take his leg off, and he went through all this turmoil and all this craziness. And to see him back in the league playing and starting for the Washington football team and playing good, I may add, it's incredible of the accomplishment of Alex Smith, man. I always liked him. I would have preferred Aaron Rodgers, of course, in the draft, but I always liked Alex Smith. Class act in the locker room, outside the locker room. Great guy, man. So other than this Sunday, I do wish him the best, man. I do wish him to continue success going forward, except this Sunday.
Absolutely. Yeah, much respect. I understand. I can relate to his injury, man. So that's tough to have someone come back. It's a mental thing at that point.
Yeah, he can do fine as long as he don't put points on the board. I don't care. He can get all the way down and throw a pick and let us take it all the way back.
Yeah, throw it to one of our D-backs.
If he wants to pat it.
So let's look at some of these questions. We'll dive deep more into the game against the Washington football team. Francisco Lopez says, "What about Richard Sherman? Is he going to return to the Niners?" I think he said, I don't know if you guys heard his conference speech, but I think he said it best. It's not a matter whether he wants to return. It does not matter whether the Niners want him back. It's going to really matter about the cap. Can we afford him to have him back? I believe we're going to have 40 unsigned players in the offseason we got to sign, if I'm not mistaken. That's a lot of players.
Well, that and taking into consideration the salary cap is due to drop this year, so we're not going to be able to afford everybody. Do you really want to bring back an aging veteran such as Richard Sherman? At this point, it's beyond leadership. It's about suiting up the best 52 players, and at this point, I feel that he's not a part of the best 52 that we have. We've had we've had other DBs come in and fill in just nicely, so it may be an area where he just may be out this year. I mean, unfortunately. Do I want him back? Yeah, it'd be great to have him back, but I don't know where he fits. Um, we have to. There are areas on our football team where we have to get better, and that is one of the areas is in our secondary.
Christina, how you doing? It's Javier. I'm always get confused, but Javier says you guys are not live on YouTube, but I just checked YouTube and we're rocking on YouTube. So it's bizarre. I'm just looking at YouTube right now, and we're good on YouTube. But thank you for bringing that up, though, Javier. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for looking out. But yeah, we're good on YouTube right now. But I appreciate that. Let's see here.
Alan asked if Fred Warner's a free agent. No, he's still on his rookie contract. He was drafted in 18, so he's got a couple of years left.
We still have him. We can still bring him back next year. I think next year will be his 5th year, or his fifth year option. I believe he's already in his 4th year, isn't he? Or is he in his 3rd?
He was drafted in 18.
Oh, so
he's going in his 3rd year.
So next year will be his 4th. Oh, okay. Oh no, he can't get a 5th year. He's not a first rounder. My bad.
Yeah.
But this will be the off season where, if they're gonna lock him up, I'm pretty sure this will be the off season that they're gonna do it in.
It's gonna be kind of hard to say because Trent Williams is a priority. He is the priority as far as signing back, and then from there, it's where do we go? We got other pressing needs to address. I mean, the best thing that we did this past offseason was extend out Jimmy Ward. And that's clearly shown that to be one of the greatest things that we've done because we definitely didn't want him to hit the market because we wouldn't have been able to afford him. Yep. Richard Sherman's going. K'Waun Williams, he's been out for most of the season. So, and with the upcoming play of Jamar Taylor, I think he may also be another casualty. And then, of course, you got some holes in our defensive line. Definitely don't want to fall on the same mistakes this year as we did. Next year as we did this year with our defensive line.
Absolutely. Anything you want to add there, Mike?
I just want to say that I think based on this upcoming matchup, man, I've been kind of peeping in the comments a little bit more too. Based on this upcoming matchup and things that's regarding next year as well, there's still some season left to play. We don't really know for a fact what the financial cap is going to be next year, the situation. I mean, we are anticipating it to be a lot worse than it is, but who knows? Things can change, and we don't know where we're at. I would love the person to have Richard Sherman back, but I also understand it's a business, it's a numbers game, and if it doesn't make sense numbers-wise, they're going to have to do what they got to do. You know, that's the nature of the business with salary cap. So, but, you know, we have some players that are talents beyond talents that you want to keep, you know, your core. And Fred Warner is one of those guys. You know what I mean? George Kittle is another one of those guys. So we were able to do a good deal with Kittle to where we made him the highest paid tight end in the league, and it didn't mortgage our future. Great win. So Fred Warner, you know, we definitely gonna. I'm confident in our team in general, the leadership to get that done. I mean, they always do a good job. They haven't really let us down in that department. So we'll definitely make sure Fred Warner's secure. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, I agree. I think both valid points. I think that the two positions that I really need to be worked on will be Fred Warner and Trent Williams, our left tackle and our middle linebacker. I'll be the two players that are going to want to secure and then work everything around that, man. So it's going to be an interesting offseason to say for sure. And So you guys got to make sure you guys stay tuned to the Niner Sickness podcast because there's going to be so much to talk about during the off season. There's going to be so much to talk about, man. So, but there's plenty of time for that, man. So, we're definitely going to have to wrap up those two players up, but we're definitely we'll have opportunity to talk about them and going forward. But we definitely have a lot of free agents out there that we're going to have to sign. Juice is another one, so it's gonna be interesting to see who comes back and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that the salary cap is dropping $22.2 million this year, going into 2021. So it should be $176 million going into next season. So yeah, it's a 10% drop off next year. So not just for our club, but everybody. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough season for a lot of teams, especially looking at this injury plague season. If we had that this year, there's no way we would be even where we're at. We'd probably be closer to the Jets.
Yep. Let's see here. What's up, Don? How you doing, girl? Hey, Niner Beto. I am on YouTube. Can you see me on there? Well, this particular comment that you made it off Facebook because it shows the Facebook logo on the bottom of your picture. So I don't
know why.
I don't see her on YouTube. Do you?
I don't know why, but every time she posts on YouTube, I have to click on her name and make it show the comment. I don't know why. It's only her that it does to.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Really? Maybe
Yeah.
she's
the only person.
Maybe if you I don't know what's the last time you updated YouTube. Maybe you need to update YouTube, or you need to log out or log back in. That may take care of the problem. I don't know what's the last time you logged in YouTube, but that could potentially fix the problem. We definitely have to give that a shot.
Yeah, I did it again when she just said she said hi Niner family, and maybe it's like the comment said, and I don't know what's going on.
Message automatically held for review hidden by Eric Davis.
I accidentally hit something, but yeah, it's comment. It's making me try to post something again, Don, on YouTube.
So let's go on with the questions. It says Night Golden says this cap room for next year is brought to you by.
That's hilarious.
That's pretty good there, Night. By Niner Sickness. I get a feeling Night's undercover Nate. The best in quality jerseys in the U.S. Oh, no, he's giving me props, so maybe that's not Nate. Hit you in Niner Beto. What's up, Night? Man, much love and much respect, bro. You got me good there, bro. Appreciate that. How do you pronounce? Say that.
Fantastic vision. Fantastic.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, got to keep Juice. He's our Swiss Army knife. Well, we got a couple of those, don't we?
I think we don't use Juice enough. I really don't. He's very underutilized in Shanahan's system.
Do you think he'll be worth? Do you think he'll be one of the people that they will be considering to bring back, or they're probably going to be one of the guys that even if they want to bring him back, it'll probably be more at the bottom of the poll based on the more needs present?
I think he'll come back. I don't think he'll be demanding as much. I think he's one of the few people that'll stay.
He already robbed us. No, just kidding. David Williams says, "Would you cut D Ford? He is not in a heartbeat." But that's not for me to answer. He's asking you, Florida Mike.
Would I cut him?
Yes.
What's his contract situation like? I mean, because he hasn't been available, man, since last year, really much at all. What's his contract situation like?
Yeah, I don't remember how it is, but I read it a couple weeks ago. But I know that we have debt money with him, so even if we cut him, we're gonna get hit hard. So
right.
It's probably cheaper to keep him than it is to get rid of him.
Right.
Actually.
Yeah, if we cut him, we want to do it in 2022.
Yeah, so it's
ridiculous, that's the thing. When you start cutting players and you have the cap situation, you got to be mindful of that. But as far as retaining him and making him a priority, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, I know a lot of fans out there are thinking that we made a mistake acquiring D Ford, but the reality is, man, you're gonna take chance with anybody you get. Nobody knew that he was gonna have this. You know, we had aware that he had some injury issues, but nobody knew it would be to this extreme. You know, last year he missed games, but the games that he played, he was highly effective. I mean, last year we didn't lose. We were undefeated with every game he played last year until the Super Bowl. So he definitely makes our team a lot better. But now that we're seeing that he's, you know, not able to suit up, I mean, it's just one of those things like, hey man, you know, you got a decision to make. A lot of people said the same thing about Jimmy Ward. You want to be real about it. They forgot Jimmy Ward was always banged up for like 4 years. And then when he finally came around recently, now people love him. They forgot he was hurt. So, you know what I mean? It's one of those things.
A lot of high expectation for him. He was a first round pick. He came out of he didn't come out of a big school college or anything like that.
Talking about Jimmy Ward?
Yeah.
Yeah, Northern Illinois or something? I can't remember what school he went to.
Sounds right. I know it was Illinois. I think
it's Northern Illinois. Yeah, I remember playing him. I'm a Florida State fan in college, so we played their team in college. But
yeah, it was Northern.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, I mean, if people are going to say D Ford got to go, he hasn't played, you know what I mean? I understand that from a fan's perspective, but like I said, do you feel that way about Eric Armstead when he was out for a while? Do you feel that way about Jimmy Ward when he was out for a while? Both of those guys came major contributors to our defense. So it's just at that point, it's just about, okay, are you willing to see if D Ford can get healthy? Because then the same people saying get rid of him, he goes somewhere else, and let's say he plays again and he doesn't get hurt. Oh man, we should have kept him. Like, you know, it's one of those things you can't control, man. So I personally would just look at it from a talent perspective and what is his contract in detail say. And if he's a player that we can keep for cheap, hey, why not? Whether he gets hurt or not, it don't affect us cap wise a lot. But if he's a player that's going to cost us some money and we can use that in other things to retain other players and key positions, you got to do what you got to do. So that's the answer to the question from my perspective.
Yeah, it may be one of those kind of situations where finding a suitable trade partner to where they may want to take on that hit, but with him, it's very different from him than it is Quan Alexander. With Quan Alexander, he's been on the field this year. He's been able to play and show that. I mean, yeah, he had an eye ankle sprain, but with D Ford, he's only played a handful of games with us since he's came from Kansas City. So, why I don't see the reason why somebody would go out and overpay for a pass rusher like him when he's not reliable to be on the field. I mean, for that cost. So, unfortunately, it's going to be one of those things where we either want him to get healthy and play or retire and give us our money back.
I agree with you, Eric. It's just hard for me to believe that any team out there, any GM out there would really give us any type of trade value for someone that is potentially good. It's a great pass rusher. I'm not taking that away from D Ford, but because of his unreliability, I mean, because he's never on the field, so it doesn't matter how good you are, but if you're off the field, you're not able to go after the quarterback. And if you're not going after the quarterback, what's the point of having you or trading for you? So I see him staying with us another year. Hopefully this whole year off, he can heal up. And if he's ready to rock and roll next year, we'll have to see. But I think next year the Niners will determine whether they're going to keep him or cut him or if he's going to retire. But I think they'll give him another year based on what he does next year. I don't see him. If he does great, I can see him going forward. If he doesn't, I just don't see him coming back for the year 2022 for sure. Jose Avila poses a good question, and I want Mike to answer first, and then Eric, if you want to add to that. But he says, I believe that Washington has a strong front four, but backside ain't as good if the run game is at least 50% better than last week, I believe we can expose the back end of their defense. I believe our slot receivers and tight ends are going to have a big game. What's your thoughts on that, Mike?
I mean, on paper it sounds good, but the reality is, we play teams that haven't had great backside, and our record is a losing record right now. So once again, we got to go and execute. You know, we played teams that had a better backside than what Washington has and won, and then we played some teams that I don't feel their backside is, their backside is not great, and we struggled or lost. So we just gotta go out there and execute regardless. And I'm hoping that we do have a big game in the passing game, because for me personally, I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna say it week in, week out until we put some pressure on these teams consistently with the passing attack, to where they have to at least respect the pass. Then it's gonna be safeties coming up, plugging in them gaps, making them defense look better than what it really is. Yeah, their front four is good, but so what, man? We play teams with good front fours at this point. We know what we got to do. So I'm hoping we can beat them with these receivers and tight ends, man. I really do. I hope we can expose them. That'd be great, because that'll help our run game get off. So we'll see, man. Execution, man. Execution.
Yeah, most definitely. Honestly, to me, the most key point of our offense is going to be our offensive line, our center, our right guard, and our right tackle. Are they going to be able to protect against that crazy pass rush that the Washington football team possesses? So, by the way, Eric's trying to teach you guys how to count. That's a 1, and that's a 9. And if you put it together, it's 19. You got to stand up, bro.
I'm too fat. I'm too lazy for that. Not gonna happen.
But
y'all wanted to know the way we beat Washington, and I was showing you.
Oh,
that
Debo.
is,
well,
we have to get him involved a lot sooner than we did against the Bills.
If Mullins is on his ass because we can't protect, I don't care how involved Debo gets or how open he gets. If we can't get him the ball because Mullins running for his life, it's almost irrelevant, isn't it?
We have to let our guys do what their strengths are. I mean, if you look at what Nick Mullins, how most of his passes have went, most of his passes have been behind the scrimmage. The Yak brothers have really done it. Like, they've really made Nick Mullins look better than he really is. They've extended plays outside of Kendra Bourne. He muffed up a touchdown that he should have reached out for. Which, yeah, I'm calling him out on that. But Brandon Ayuk's played at a high level since each and every game that he's been in this year. When he's out there, he's played great. When the ball's thrown his way, outside of he had one bad play this year, and that was what play that was. That was the play where the ball tipped him in the fingers and it was picked off. And that was last week. Outside of that, he's showed up. Debo, he didn't get involved until late in the game. I mean, why? So we can get him hurt? Is that what the agenda was? I don't understand the reasoning behind that.
No,
clearly the best player on the field.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Debo will be out for this game.
No, he's going to be active.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good. So we'll have another game with him and Brandon Ayuk doing their thing. Yeah, well, you're right. I mean, we're going to have to get the balls out of Mullins' hands into Ayuk's hands or into Debo's hands and get that ball rolling, because or Raheem Mostert, he's gonna have to run that, because that pressure. I'm telling you, if we can run against this defense, it'll take the pressure off the offensive line. But if we're not able to run, it's going to be a long day. So we're going to have to establish our run game quick in order for us to dictate our passing games, as we're set up to run, to set up the play action. So we got to be successful in the run. Hopefully having a second week healthy, Coleman, he can start putting it back into gear. Raheem Mostert coming back again another week healthier. He can put it back into gear, and Wilson just needs to make sure he don't turn the ball over, and we should be good. Do you think you guys? I mean, we can never afford to turn the ball over against any team, but realistically, as good as the Washington football team is offensively and defensively, how many turnovers do you think we can afford to give and still win this game? Mike, go ahead, and Eric can answer.
Man, I mean, that all depends on the flow of the game. I mean, there's no set amount of turnovers, in my humble opinion, that you can say, all right, we can't get no more than 3 so we can win. Like we can not turn the ball over but not execute. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, turnovers is definitely a key component of losing. But as we saw last year with Garoppolo, with the healthy team, when we played the Steelers, we had like 5 or 6 turnovers and still won. I don't think that's the case going, as the norm. That's one of those exceptions to the rule game. So, hey, with Nick Mullins, I mean, we don't need to help them out. We just need to execute, man, do the basics, get them throws, get him out, his hands faster, and try to move that ball down the field as best as we can with a mix of pass and run. So yeah, I mean, I don't believe in a certain amount of turnovers. That's just me personally. I think it's all about the flow of the game. When you got 5 turnovers and beat the Steelers last year, you can have no turnovers and still lose. It can go either way. It's just about the flow of the game.
I'm going to back up by saying it really depends on where we are when the ball is turned over. We don't want to be giving them a short field. We don't want to be turning the ball over on our 20-yard line and giving them a short field to go, because they're going to make us punish for that. That's already 3 points when you do that. You can't afford to do that. Now, if momentum is on our side, short window, like, we may be trailing 7-3, but momentum's on our side, and then we throw a pick. It's kind of a it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it can be.
But if we're up by,
definitely be a momentum swing.
If we're up 21-0 and we throw a pick, regardless of where it's at, that may not even affect the outcome of the game. I mean, it really depends on the momentum of the game and the flow.
Yeah, right on. I mean, that's how I feel, because what's the difference between not turning the ball over and going 3 and out? You might take a little bit more time, but at the end of the day, 3 and out or instant turnover, it results to them getting points, whether it takes a few minutes or a few seconds to score if they capitalize off of it. So we gotta apply some type of pressure, man, offensively. Because our defense, if they out there on the field too long, man, you see what happened. So our offense, man, we gotta put some points on the board some way, somehow.
Absolutely. Hey, Eric, you want to answer that question for Tom? Says, why were we running up the middle against the Bills?
Well, we couldn't set the tone on the edge. Really, we couldn't get much of anything started except for in those zone gaps. So, I mean, that is why we were running up the middle. We couldn't set the tone on the edge.
We were getting nothing on the outside. And their strength is not in the middle, actually. Their strength is more to the side. So, let's see what else I hear. Knight says he agrees with you, Florida Mike. Jose Avila says 0 turnovers, which I understand completely. You don't want to turn the ball over at all. Sometimes you can afford to turn over. I mean, you're not going to always get those games like we had last year against the Pittsburgh Steelers, where we turned the ball over 4 times and still won the game. That's doesn't happen 5. Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. Even with a good team as ours last year, it doesn't happen. That was kind of a bizarre horror deal there. Even against a bad team, you turn over the ball 5 times, it's difficult to come up with a win. So definitely. Unless it's shock.
Hey,
go ahead.
Big shout out to Nice Golden, man. That's all I wanted to say. Nice Golden be showing me some love. Big shout out to Nice Golden. Nice Golden be Yeah, nice Golden. Appreciate you, man. I got a lot of love and respect. So I seen some comments come in, man. I ain't respond to everybody's comments and questions because we got a lot of people. Some people are actually individually asking the panel questions, and then some are doing it collectively. So if anybody on the panel in general has not responded to you individually, trust me, we're not ignoring you. We definitely we're covering a lot of content, and we're also trying to keep our fans engaged and trying to answer those questions. So I seen somebody earlier was like, man, answer these questions, but hey, look, these things scrolling up so fast. If you can see my thing, I'm like looking here, looking at here, and I'm like, I see people putting our names in there. So, we definitely gonna try to get to you, man. So appreciate it, but keep it coming, keep it coming.
Yeah,
and Tanisha, there's no stupid question.
Yes.
No stupid question on here.
I'll second that emotion. I was gonna elaborate on that. I'm glad you brought it up, Mike. Yeah, Tanisha, there's never no stupid question, man. You guys feel free to answer your questions, and trust me, ain't nobody here going to disrespect anyone. And I'm not saying that nobody has, but ain't nobody going to disrespect nobody based on their questions. Everybody has a legitimate question. So, with that said, her question is: I have a question. It may be stupid, which we address. It's not. Do you think the penalties we got had a factor on us losing the game? Any of you two want to answer that?
Yeah, absolutely. Penalties definitely. I'm sorry. Go ahead. E. You want to take it?
Oh, you can. Yeah, I'll take the first part of this. Some of the penalties were actually very smart penalties on our part. There was a couple penalties, like for instance, Eric Armstead reached out, grabbed somebody, easy touchdown, walk-in touchdown. Sherman grabbed, Fred Warner intercepted, another blown coverage interception. Blown coverage touchdown. So yeah, some of these penalties were really smart on our defense, just discipline to extend drives and keep our team in a spot to where we can keep them from scoring points on us. On the other side factors, stupid plays like Kentavious Street pushing the quarterback out of bounds when he's already pretty much gone. Like
that wasn't a penalty, bro.
Extending their drive.
That was Josh Allen just being an actor, bro. Come on, he was floppy.
Yeah, but you gotta be more disciplined as a pass rusher to not do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, I know I hear your point. I hear you 100%. But it's like when you're going full speed, man, and you connect right there and then, it's hard to kind of hit the brakes, man, midair. You know what I mean? And I think he did hit his brakes the best that he could. I just think Josh Allen really sold it very well. If you watch that, I watched it a couple of times. You see him, he gets hit and he just throws himself back. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
come on. That's Academy Award flop right there.
But that Nick Mullins false start was probably the most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, the quarterback. Yeah.
Like, I don't... he almost got it in, but he didn't have the ball.
you can tell the poor kid was concentrating so much on that play. You can tell just by him starting off on the quarterback sneak, you can tell he was just so anxious to he wanted to be successful so badly on that play that he started too fast. And they were not able to do it, right? Because they backed up 5 yards. So it's like, I felt bad for Nick Mullins on that one, dude. The dude's trying to do good for his team, and he finds a way to screw it up one way or the other. So it's like, darn it. I can only imagine what the kid went through right there, man. So anxious, he's fired up. He's gonna do it, and then he goes outside 5 yards backwards. Like, darn it. So, yeah, I can't. It's a stupid penalty, man. But I can't really put that too much on him. I think he was just anxious, and he was ready to go, and he was ready to go too fast, and he went. Let's see here. Do you think Florida? Thank you. Okay, Knight just acknowledging your acknowledgement of him. He says, "Thank you, Florida Mike. I appreciate it."
No doubt, indeed.
Ismael Ortiz says, "Faithful gone right on for the red and gold, regardless." Absolutely, win or lose, man. Win or lose, we stay faithful no matter what. No matter what. Replay showed Josh Allen selling it. Yeah, I saw that over and over again. I mean, I understand where Eric's coming from. You still got to be more disciplined, because 9 out of 10 times they're going to call that play. They're going to call it. Refs are going to call it 9 out of 10. So you do got to be disciplined. But Josh Allen really sold it, man. Hey, more power to him. More power. But that flop, if you haven't seen the replay on that, Eric or Mike, you got to see it, dude.
No, I know the play you're talking about.
Yeah.
He flopped, but
Yeah.
but based on the rules, technically,
Don't-
you know,
Yeah, you got to.
Street
Yep.
violated the rules.
Yep.
You know, the rules say nothing about him flopping.
Nope.
It says everything about the defensive player initiate some contact well after the plays, you know,
When he's
pretty
a
much
player's out of
over.
bounds, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean every situation is different, man. Like we had some plays early in the year where I think it was against Seattle where we hit Russell Wilson as he was running, but he hasn't committed to going all the way down, and then we get a flag, a penalty, right? Versus in the Buffalo game, you know, Kentavious Street, the quarterback flop. It was so. I mean, he was Vlade Divac. I know you're a Lakers fan, Beto. My bad, but it was
It's all
Vlade
right.
Divac Lakers. It was Vlade Divac Lakers all over again. The man flopped, you know. But at the end of the day, that's those are the rules, man. The way they've got the game today, you cannot go and hit guys like back in the days of Lawrence Taylor. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's not that type of game no more. These guys are just they're able to just be protected, man. The quarterbacks
Yeah,
sucks.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Joe Montana would have thrived. Steve Young would have thrived in a league like that is now, protected the quarterback the way they protect it. Wow, it's you know, imagine Rondell Cunningham, imagine Warren Moon, all these old quarterbacks, in this type of protection they get now. How much more they will be able to thrive. But that's a whole different podcast for
Yeah.
that. But Ismael Ortiz says Hyder and Bosa is going to be nice to watch. It might not happen, Ismael, as much as it would be nice to see those two guys go at it for our defense. Most likely it's not going to happen. I think Hyder is playing his way out of the Niners defense. He's playing so good that he's gonna demand money, and there's going to be a team out there that's going to pay him. There's going to be a team that is watching his tape. He leads our defense in sacks, and there's going to be a team out there that's going to pay him, and he's going to be within our range. So, to me personally, I don't know if the panel agrees or disagrees with me, but I think Hyder's definitely playing his way out of our defense. How good he's playing. What's your guys' thought on that? Go ahead, Eric, and then Mike.
If somebody wants to pay him more money, that's fine. He can. I mean, granted, I think the success has been really dependent on our pass coverage. I don't think it's really come from him just getting in and getting those pressures like the numbers, the sack numbers dictate. I don't think he's had the actual pressures that you want from an edge rusher. So that's just my thoughts on him. If he wants more money, he can go.
What about you, Mike?
Nah, I mean, like I said, man, I feel similar to E. You know, business first. So there's a few players with the exceptions to the rules, like Fred Warner's and stuff. That's, you know, you want to keep that type of player at your core. But other guys, I mean, I would love to keep a lot of guys, but the reality is we can't. So if he wants to make a financial increase in business decision like Buckner did, and go to a team that's going to pay him more money, hey, next man up, man. That's the business.
Yeah, I agree. And real quick, I'm gonna have to 100% disagree with you, Ismael Ortiz. I don't know what you're basing your comment on, bro. With all due respect, Hyder, he may have more sacks this year than Eric Armstead, but there's no way, no how is he better than Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead is pulling double teams. Eric Armstead is the reason why Hyder is able to do what he is able to do because of the demand that Eric Armstead is taking. Double teams, man. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a big fan of Eric Armstead. I'm not saying Eric Armstead is a great defensive tackle or slash defensive end, but he's definitely better than Hyder, in my opinion.
I
He's
think
very
with
diverse,
personnel
too.
issues, with personnel issues, he's had to play outside of what he's comfortable with. So I think he's filled in nicely what we needed him to do. and I don't think he's been disappointing. I think he's been really one of the bright spots in a very dark place on our defensive front this year.
Yep, I think Eric
Absolutely.
Holmes is playing very well this year. Very well. Based on based on what we have out in the front. To me personally, it's not. I mean, we love sacks, but sacks don't really determine how good a player is playing. Just because I mean, I seen sacks just like Eric alluded to earlier with Hyder. A lot of those sacks were not pressures put on by him. They just happened to go his way. Quarterback gets flushed out of the pocket by Javon Kinlaw, happens to be in the direction of Hyder. Hyder catches him back there, and boom, it's a sack. But who created that play? Javon Kinlaw. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of those.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of those pressures have come from Armstead and Kinlaw.
Yeah,
And
flushing
like
the
you
quarterback
said,
out.
hmm
So he's just a recipient of sacks. So you got to look at the tape. You got to break down the tape to kind of see the individual play of the players, honestly, to kind of get a feel of how the players are doing. Just like Kinlaw, he only has one sack all year, but the guy is playing like a beast. He is playing great. He's blowing out of my expectation for this year. And it's not the kind of expectations that we had. I think a lot of us got a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for, with Bosa. What's the word I'm looking for, guys? Help me out. Bosa did so good that he kind of spoiled us with all the sacks that he did and all the pressures. And so we kind of got spoiled. So now we expect all our first round to turn out to be like Bosa. Well, that's not going to happen all the time. But I think Kinlaw is playing great. You know what I mean? So, what are you laughing at, Eric?
Knights said.
They're saying they brought you to this dude. Nathaniel, A.K. Boston Leader, needs advice on whiskey and bourbon. He will point you in the right direction. He would. Definitely, man. I think some of us drink some good whiskey. I'm not a whiskey drinker, man. I don't know about Florida Mike and Eric. I think Eric's more like me. I think he's more like Oreo cookies and milk. But I don't know what I don't know what Florida Mike drinks. What do you drink, Florida Mike?
I drink Florida Sunshine.
Ooh. Depending
I
on
like German beer.
Depending on what bikini they're wearing.
Nah, man, we know that's a little thing down here. But yeah, I like German beer. I like
German beer.
Of course, German beer, man, that make you a man right there. I like
Eric, go and get a case.
I like Pete Ciroc.
Shoot, who am I kidding? I need a case.
Yeah, Pete Ciroc with anything, man. For me, I got some mango from the tree. Put some stuff in there. You know, I can't give you all my secrets, man. It's a Florida thing.
No, just go to the next one.
Yeah, that's too early. Definitely definitely need a good laugh. Absolutely. Real quick, back to the beer. What do you drink beer? Honestly, I know I'm messing with Eric, but are you a beer drinker or more of a wine or whiskey kind of a guy?
Whiskey.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Wow. What kind of whiskey do you
Canadian? Drink? Canadian. It's the only thing I can afford. I'm poor. Come from a poor family.
It's all right, bro.
I'm just kidding. But Crown Royal.
We're gonna put a donation at the end of the show for Eric to raise money for Eric.
We'll do a GoFundMe. I'll do a GoFundMe whiskey page, man.
Yeah, a GoFundMe
whiskey.
GoFundMe whiskey page.
Whiskey page for Eric.
You know, I did want to try some of the bourbon. Like me and Nate were talking about that. As far as bourbons go, and like I do want to try some of them.
Tom says he's Canadian.
There you go.
All right, Tom. Big shout out to the Canadians. My favorite wrestler is Canadian of all time.
There we go. That's what's up.
I'll set you up, Eric. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at Kathy with the Crown
Kathy.
Royal. The Crown
That's what's
Royal.
up.
Kathy in the house. What's up, Kathy? How you doing, girl? Crown Royal.
Says she just woke up.
Drinking Crown Royal. I don't blame her.
I tell you what I like to drink during Christmas. Some coquito.
Some who?
Coquito.
What's that?
You don't know, man. If you're from the 787, you know what's up. It's another Florida thing.
What's up, Rosella Chavez? For what I've been hearing, real quick to answer, and we'll get back to what we were talking about real quick. I don't think Ronald Blair will be coming back this year. I think he's going to be out for the remainder of the year. I just don't see him coming back this year, and he's just not he's not healing as good as people thought it would. So he might not even be on the team next year, depending on his injury, man. I don't know. It's a tough injury for him to come back from.
Yeah, the injury stuff this year.
And
man.
I'm glad I'm glad you brought up the injuries. We may be without DJ Jones and Kevin Givens.
Kevin Givens got hurt too?
Yeah, he got hurt.
You got to be kidding me.
Calling up, man.
The only reason why I wasn't so worried about DJ Jones so much is because Kevin Givens has been stepping in pretty good, actually playing even better than DJ Jones, in my opinion. It's sad that wow, I'm telling you, injuries, man. This year cannot go fast enough.
We still couldn't end a game without an injury.
Yep. Yeah, I do. I thought for the first time we played yesterday. We played on Monday with Buffalo and we didn't have no injuries. But I guess I was wrong.
No, Debo bruised his foot, and you had those two.
Well, I guess
for sure.
I should elaborate. I guess nobody went out on the cart, so nobody went out on the cart, so it was the injury wasn't so severe. We are actually at the hour. I didn't even realize we had passed the hour, guys. So we're gonna go and shut it. We're gonna shut it down. Quick. Friday night, man, lights, and we're having fun. Real quick, I just want to thank all the viewers once again for your participation in the Niner Sickness podcast. This is a family-based podcast, man, and we enjoy each other. We enjoy the concept of 49er football, and we love what we do, man. We love talking football. We love talking to you guys. We appreciate you guys being part of this podcast. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for letting people letting people know about our podcast. Just a quick reminder as we go tonight that as of the 1st of January 2021, we will be going live only on YouTube. So do what you can to follow us on YouTube. So for all our future giveaways that we're going to be doing in the new year, it's going to be on YouTube. So you don't want to miss out, man. You don't want to miss out. So make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you will be notified each time we go live. So with that said, anything you want to add to that, Mike, and then Eric?
Hey, I like to say that I love Tom, our man from Canada. He reminds me of myself in the comments, how he just likes every team. Don't need a reason. He's a Niners fan, and that's the only reason you need. So big shout out, Tom, to, not liking a lot of teams. I feel the same way. The Washington football team, what a dumb name. But, yeah, I don't like them either, So I'm with you on that. And big shout out to everybody chiming in tonight. We appreciate you guys showing up.
Absolutely. How about you, Eric? Anything you want to say before we call it a night?
No, just hope everybody has a good night. Appreciate everybody joining in with us.
Okay, once again, everyone, I appreciate you guys tuning in, being part of the Niner Sickness podcast. We appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful night. Have a blessed weekend. Enjoy the game on Sunday. Let's kick the crap out of the Washington football team. And let's come back on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And let's talk about the victory. Good night. God bless. And enjoy your weekend.